Hello. Welcome to a beautiful scene of tracks and ballast and sleepers and bridges and buildings and fences and trees and grass and double stack well cars and intermodal containers and ruler numbers and traffic lights and cars and sky and clouds and shadows and light and spikes and fences and asphalt as well over there. Right. Hello, Abastru. Boo. Hello, favorite 2-in-1 pothole and plot hole creator Sharadize. Hey, I've only ever created plot holes that have led to disaster twice. Well, less than 10 times. Hey, it is very pretty indeed. You kept the camera angle I had set. Wait, what do you mean you had set? Next thing you're going to tell me is that you were the one who started Trainz. Okay, that's at 3 kilometers. Good. Let me just quickly pause that. I don't need the instant replay currently. Might as well turn it down to 2. Just for the time being. Okay, last time we basically made this scene. Put in the roads, like the actual splines, added in lots of trees and lots of stuff around here to really make this look as, well, like it does now. Spike. And if you look closely enough, in the background, there's a little old kangaroo waving from an apartment window. Yes. What asset is active in the Trainz menu? BR class 03179 NSE TOPS dual braked cut down cab. Huh. I see. Interesting. Huh. How curious. Right, so the plan for today is to finish putting trees. Actually, did I put bushes here? No, I want to put bushes along this little bit. And then I want to finish putting trees along here and along there. And then I want to actually probably also put trees along this bit. And then we'll start actually placing down buildings in their final positions, which I know some of the buildings here are probably going to stay where they are because I've gotten quite used to how they look here. But that's the plan. I'm not going to add a whole lot here, just a few of them, just to make it look a little bit nicer. Okay, now trees. Trees for the next bit. Which actually, do I want to have trees going along here, or do I want this to remain grassy? Over here I've put some trees. Because the thing is, with this specific point, it wouldn't cover up any scenery. It would just cover up the... I do want to have trees going along this little bit. So let's place those first, and then let's have a look at what that looks like. Also, Albastro916, did you hear? Edip's new Metropolitan A class for Chess 19 is nearing completion. I've even seen pictures. Looks very good. That means nothing to me. Sorry. How could you say something like that? There's a link. No, don't cry. If you cry, I'll cry. Hey, don't start threatening me. I have the power to ban anyone I like. Well, anyone I don't like, because I wouldn't really want to ban someone I like, but you know what I mean. Right. And you call yourself a Londoner. Brighton is no longer London by the sea. It's somewhere in Norfolk, I think now. Right, or Suffolk. I still demand proof, though. Or maybe neither? 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 Maybe? Who knows? Who knows? Only a true Londoner would know that. Prob's in Yorkshire now. Oop. Actually, hold on. Just quickly check something. Is that? Yeah, that's fine. Good. It's all good. That looked like it was a bit distorted. That's good. Southwold in Suffolk, apparently. But knowing Scotland, it's probably in Lincolnshire after all. Okay, yeah, that forest back there does definitely help. But I think I'm actually just going to leave this grassy on this slope. Because if I'm going to make the scenery back there anyway, which I am because you can see it, then I might as well leave it open enough for you to see it. Oh, Code Monkey, hello. Brighton is not currently in Scotland. I would have noticed. Okay, so I do want to have trees along there, but then we might make this into a little, I don't know, I'll have a little bit of grass there, but if we are going to have the backs of the buildings along here, adjacent to the track, then maybe this could be another little parking area there. Probably. I wouldn't have. Ooh, I want to cover that little bit up. Oh yes, and that as well. What should we call it? Area 52? Yes, 52. We'll make Area 51 as a cover-up. If you get that reference. Bahaha? Section 31? No. It was a Looney Tunes Back in Action reference. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. I think I'm gonna have to put a lot of bushes here to hide that. Right. Oh, time to... Oh! It's been so long since I saw that. Yeah. When they go to Area 52, they say, oh, well, all the alien stuff, wasn't that Area 51? And then they say, oh, no, that's just a cover-up, a front decoy, whatever they call it. Of course, how could I miss it? That's a job for a concrete abutment, I'd say. Yeah, true. But I do really like the look of keeping this green here. Although, maybe I can have a little section of like a retaining wall or something here. Because you're not going to go back there, because that's just going off to the portals. And so, mainly it's what does it look like from the tracks over here. So if you're looking over that way, I think I prefer that to be green, but it might make for an interesting rail fanning spot. Tell you what, I'll save, and then I'll try it with a concrete abutment retaining wall thing, and we'll see how that looks. Let's try up until there. Oh, I don't know which one. That one could work. Although it is a little long. And then I can put on fences as well to make it look a little bit better. Although it is a little long, so I wonder if I can find... Actually, this looks quite similar to a texture that I've already been using. Hold on, maybe... Although I don't know where I used it. Hold on, let me just quickly see if I can find it. I remember scrolling through these lists for hours back when I first started playing Trainz, because I didn't know what to search for the textures, and so I just used to scroll all the way through them, and then I'd remember roughly where along the list there were some field textures or some grass textures or stuff like that. Same with the objects, with the objects list as well. I used to memorize which sections they were, like chapters in a book almost. Hold on, maybe it was ballast. Was it this? No, the other one. Yeah, that one looks similar enough. Even though I don't think it's the exact texture. Ah, but here's the issue. I don't want it to bleed. Unlike Albastrus heart transplants. Yeah, and then I can add a fence on top there and then add some bushes down below. I think that'll work out great. And then here I can just hide that stuff with trees. Paradise, Albastro 916, Code Monkey. Also, which do y'all prefer? Looney Tunes, Back in Action 2003, or Who Framed Roger Rabbit 1988? Well, I've seen neither. Shock horror. I would say Who Framed Roger Rabbit, although Looney Tunes Back in Action was also fun, but I think that Who Framed Roger Rabbit, I don't know, it feels more genuine in some ways, and it feels like people put a lot of love into that film and a lot of effort as well. Not to say that they didn't with Back in Action, of course they did, but it's kind of the difference where you could say with, for example, Coraline and animating that with stop motion animation, that is so much more time and energy and love that they put into that than pretty much any other or most other live action films, just by how it's done. And it's a similar thing with getting all of those cartoon characters to getting the licenses and bringing them all together to work like that and to actually make it work and feel good instead of being crammed in. Alright. I would see both. I would see both are incomparable thanks to their unique, as incomparable probably, thanks to their unique and individual contributions to the benefit of international relations during the Cold War. Good point. So, really? Well. Both films incorporated cartoon characters into live action footage. Roger Rabbit using traditional hand animation and back in action using CGI. I personally think it looks a lot more believable in Roger Rabbit. But oh well. I definitely recommended that film. What about my heart transplants? Hello? Well. Set in 1947, Roger Rabbit, a cartoon character which, in the movie's universe, exists as IRL, gets framed for the murder of the private detective protagonist's brother, and it's about clearing his name, in a nutshell at least. There's a lot of other stuff in there as well, with Toontown and all that. Anyway, fence. I think I'll use the same fence as I did over here. See, 1947, that's Cold War era. Yeah, but yeah. Are you sure that that's already Cold War era? Didn't the Cold War begin a bit later than that? Wasn't that in the 50s? I don't know when it officially started. But weren't relations between America and Russia still quite good then? As evident by the Little Joes. Yes, I'm talking about locomotives, of course. What did you think I was talking about? Oops, not that one. Come on. Grab the fence. Grab the Sounds like I'm talking with a new police officer recruit during a raid on a thieves' den. It's floating slightly. That's what the issue is. Okay, I'll just reposition it. If you didn't know, a fence is someone who thieves give stolen things to, and the fence then takes them and resells them or passes them on, stuff like that. Just in case that information might end up being useful to you someday. Maybe when you're writing a book. And because the spline isn't exactly in the middle of the spline point, I've got to manually place it. Hold on. Ooh, actually, this is further down here. Ah, good thing I remembered that. Otherwise, we'd have a floating fence. How are the police ever supposed to grab him if he's floating? Answer: they're not. Dun dun dun. Okay, 8.52. Okay, lovely. Right. Yeah, right. Well, a bit before, but yeah, close enough. Yep, was in reference to your comment, haha. My comment, haha, about there being more stuff. They'll show like a piece. Wikipedia. They were originally intended to be exported to the Soviet Union and designed to operate on Soviet Railways' SZHD 3300 volt DC overhead line system. They were never exported to the Soviet Union due to rising political tensions. Only 20 were built, with 15 sold to domestic operators and 5 exported to Brazil. Interesting. Stream title, MVR, getting there. Re-fence. Oh, right, haha. Makes more sense now. Gotcha. I feel like I've created needlessly fiddly work here. No, it's a lovely scene. As you're going by here, I think it adds quite a lot. It does make it feel more unique as well. It makes it feel like if I lived in the city, this is the sort of place I'd visit regularly just to take some photographs of trains going by and things like that. Right. Other trees, that's what I want. Oh, happy world, bad, eh? Well, bad, eh? Doesn't even sound like an English phrase. Ah, quick, selfie. Right. Oh, if you went to do that, if you went to that spiral, you'd be like, ah, quick, selfie. Yeah, I mean, I would have no idea what to do with my hands, and then I'd be like, quick, selfie. I knew you'd like that one. I'll bust through. Do you like that joke as well? That will never not be funny. Yeah. True. Well. Realistically, yes, true. Although literally, probably a little less than true. We need a best of Emichu compilation. I mean, that would be a lot of fun. Going through all the streams and then making like timestamps and downloading clips and then editing them and making compilations of the Minecraft, like all the series. We could have best of MH2, Vanilla World, original series, and then could have best of Kangafango, best of Willis, best of Paradise, and then could have for the other series as well, and Human Fall Flat. But the thing is, that would take a lot of time. Time which I would rather use differently. Because while it would be fun, and it would be fun to have such a compilation just to listen to if you want to laugh. Yeah, I have other things that need time and attention and energy and effort, and so those have priority. Some of it is clipped. Oh, in Best of MH2 Vanilla World, there'd definitely be the diamond split. Oh yes, in there, and a whole 40-hour intermission of gasps and screams. Yeah, MH2 is quite vocal in their excitement. Okay, I will place some trees along here because you can see this a little bit, I think. Although I won't go into too much detail. I pull some of them down to make it feel a little bit denser. But since you're only going to see it from over here, that's even a bit too high up. I need to pull these all down a bit. MH2 speaks in the language of keyboard spamming. So, or dv, sorry. Yeah, see, I am not usually that vocal in my excitement. But that's just me. Kangafango as well, I think. MH2, however, on the other hand. Yeah, but it is lovely, and it's so much fun when something really exciting happens, because you hear the excited noises first, and you've got to wait to actually find out what happened, because you've got to wait for them to retain the ability to speak again. Okay, but yeah, buildings will probably be along there, so we'll see. We'll see. And for Willis, the one with I don't remember. That was a week ago. MH2. What are you talking about? It was the last episode. You must remember everything. I don't remember what I had for breakfast. Come on. You may want to see a doctor about that, Willis. About what? Yes. MH2. Oh my god, look at that. It's amazing. Yes, sure it is. Meh, that's alright, I guess. No. I said I'm not. I didn't say that I'm not usually as excited about things. I said I'm not that vocal about my excitement. But damn, what's exciting now? Yes. Okay, that looks quite nice. Although now, I will want to have trees on the backside here as well, definitely. Because you can see this much clearer now that there aren't any trees along that little bit. The more trees I put in strategic positions, the less scenery work I have to do, which is good. Paradise, internal excitement, but yeah. Oh, hello, Shadow of Khan. Welcome. Hope everything is alright. Yeah, I definitely need a tree there. That seems okay. And then I'll put the other trees in between as well. Actually, I think this would look better if this were a bit taller, so I'm just going to make it float a little bit. There we go, floating 2 meters above the ground, which you can't see, but it gives the right view that I wanted. That looks good. Now about this, do I just connect that up with trees? I think I probably will, because that way I won't have to put much detail in the scenery behind there. I will have to put buildings there, obviously, but I won't really have to detail much around them if I put the trees in there. And that means that you all are going to get the MVR a whole lot sooner than otherwise. Because otherwise, I'd spend a whole lot more time detailing here. Ah, this little gap needs to be plugged. Like so. Good. Ooh, although... this should be brought down a little bit, like so. And we need a little bit of a taller tree there. That's a little bit too tall. Like that. That's good. Now I need to paint underneath, and then I'll fill in the grassy areas, like with the proper textures and splines. And then we'll get to placing buildings, probably. Unless that'll take up 1.5 hours, which I doubt it will. 1.5 hours later. Well, looks like we're gonna get to the buildings next time. Well, see you then, bye-bye. Okay, actually, yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit of the dark texture along here as well. That's been painted, good. Well, actually, have I painted? Yes, I've painted that. Dizzy. You know what we should do? Breathe. Breathe, yes. Also think. Should probably think. Although I'll have to think about that first. Compile all of the best bits of the Minecraft Human 4 flat streams into a compilation. But wait! Animated wall! It would be fun. I did think about taking some of the best bits, like the selfie thing, quick selfie thing, and animating that, but again, time. Paint all the MC background. Ooh, yum. Okay. Yeah, because when I'm thinking about about time and the stuff that I want to do, I mean, just looking at projects that I'm working on. I've got the MVR, which I'm working on stream. Then I've got my very first Trainz train asset, which I'm working on. Then I've got a prototype Unity game that I also want to work on. Then I've got a project which you don't know about that I have partially written the script for. And then I've got well, I've got a whole lot of other game ideas as well. And then I'm planning another Trainz route for the train asset that I'm making. And all of those projects require substantial amounts of time. So looking through all the streams or even sections that have been clipped and creating animations for them, while fun, isn't really something that I can afford to do time-wise. Although Albastru, how about you? You've got lots of free time always, right? It's not like you've got lots of work to do or anything like that, right? Just out of interest, Albastro916, have you got any animation experience, 2D or 3D? I have some 3D experience, but barely any 2D so far. Tales of Astia, Shardise, I know about that. Oh, Tales of Astia, yes, that's another project. See, I completely forgot about that one just now. That's another one that is, as of yet, incomplete. But it is getting there. Sometimes when I've got an idea about it where it's like, we're like, ooh, actually, that might be an interesting way of doing this thing. I could use that for Tales of Astia. I could do that. I could do it like that. Then I write a little bit about it and rewrite some other rules and stuff like that. But I'm not currently mainly focusing on that. I'll read a little bit more. In a bit. Just got to lower some bushes first. And that has to take priority over reading chat. Okay, that looks pretty good so far. Oh, right. The thing we don't know about. Will that become public once finished? Yes. In 2018, I used to do some 2D map animations. 2D map animations? What do you mean? Me? Free time? Alright, that'll be the highlight of this stream. Thing is, I would have a ton of free time if I were able to get my workload done sooner, but I'm trapped in a cycle of insomnia, which makes me really, really tired and unmotivated. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you'll be able to leap out of that cycle soon. Priority over reason. Sci-fi horror novel. 1986. Animations of change in territories between nations. During history and that kind of thing. Alright, I see what you mean now, yes. What programs did you use for that? I'm assuming you didn't do it by hand. Okay, so this is almost good enough. Hold on. A little bit more along there. Let's place some fences along there first. I know that I don't have fences for a lot of it, but I think that down here in this area, fences really make a lot of sense. At least in some of these spots. Also, I am going to apply I'm going to fix the height here. And then I'm just going to move it over ever so slightly. Although actually, if I'm going to move it over anyway, I'll just apply that and, well, yeah, it's just basically make it straighter. There we go. Pencil 2D. Oh, I've never heard of that. I would copy in a map and then color country A red and country B blue. And then the two colors would dance as territory swapped. Right. You saw 2 of my 3D animations once, didn't you, Paradise? Maybe, but you'll never get it out of me. Buster 916, Mr. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's annoying when you just tag someone without even sending the rest of a message. Okay, buildings. So, right. I do want to have some of these really quite tall buildings over here, but I'm not sure that I want to have them right by the tracks like that. I think that that's a little too close. I think I'll want there to be one block between. So let's just use this building for example. Still not sure that I'm actually going to stick with this one. So is this a little bit, yeah, that looks like it's a little too little space. If I put it a little bit back and then have this be as like a little, well, just have it in the background like that and create one continuous wall to wall along here. I think that could work, but I'll need more buildings that fit with this. Maybe some of these ones. Oh, that is asking me, sorry. Yes, I believe I have. It rings a bell for sure. How does that? Oh, actually, this one's got a curve in it even. That could actually work out quite nicely. If I can angle it right. Which I'm not sure I'll be able to. Maybe. If I create a little bit of a space out front here, maybe I could put parking there or something like that. And then I might be able to stack 2 of these, although I'm not sure how well that would look. Actually, if I use the back side, it'll look okay because that doesn't have a door. Although, no, that does look really quite odd. Maybe if I lower it down so it's like that? That looks better. Although it isn't stacked properly. Hold on. I can stack this better. Maybe I can't. Oh, that looks okay. And then I could just make it symmetrical and have another one of these buildings over here with a curve going the other way so that it meets up where the road is, basically. Like that. Although, I'm not too sure about that. One sec. I'll see if I can find him. It certainly passes the 50-yard test. 50-yard test? What is that? I've never heard that expression before. Please elaborate. And then maybe I can use the cobblestone texture. I need to rotate it, of course. The other way. There we go. Although, it'd be so nice if you could set the rotation in smaller increments, but oh well. Yeah, that looks good. And then I can plant some trees out front, which I prefer over parking anyway, even though I know realistically you probably have used that space for parking, but maybe we can do both. It'll give me another chance to use... oh, where were they? Where did I use them? Ah, here. These ones. Tree City 04. Maybe I can have a little bit of parking over here as well. But just have these here at... Well, I've got to fix this slightly. Okay, and then I'll need the carked pars. I'll grab them from over here. I'll place some like that, and then maybe just a little barrier as well. I can maybe use the wooden one again. But Discord resend the buildings. I'll have a look after stream. How does it look from 50 yards? Select distance as appropriate. More useful for set design, where imperfections up close are not visible from normal viewing distance. Ah, yes. It makes sense. I've just not... at least I don't remember hearing that expression used before. So it's just a little laggy while loading in the assets. Which way around? Other way. Just like that. And then maybe that one there. Yeah, that looks alright. Adds a little bit of detail to that area. Even though it might look better with asphalt where they're parked. Let's just try this. Does that look better? A bit, yeah, I think. Yeah, it looks more like a space for cars. Although the sidewalk going along here looks a little out of place, perhaps. I don't know. I can fix that later. For now, I want to place more actual buildings. And yeah, over here I'm fine with using the same asset again in such close proximity because you can barely see it and you really only notice that it fits in color-wise. Unless, of course... tell you what, I'll place a little bit of a taller one in front and that'll cover it up slightly. Is that good? No, it's a little too short. I think I'll move this one over a little bit to here because the gaps between them look shorter from the angle that you're going to view this from. And then I'll try stacking this one. Just to make it look a little bit different than the other building. Of course, I'll have to stack it so that the windows match up height-wise. Ah, that's a little... Hold on, maybe if I rotate this one the other way. Although then we don't have a door at the bottom, but that's fine. You're not really going to see that much detail anyway. Yeah, that looks okay. Especially if I maybe add a little bit of a tree in front or something. Hey, I can use the same trick I used over here. If I put in 2 trees like that, although actually height-wise that's already tall enough. Although I suppose I could move one down a bit to cover a little bit more, like that. Yeah, that looks good. You can see it a little bit looking down that way. And that's what I wanted. And then I can just paint in asphalt. I just grab the correct texture, which I think is this one that I want. Just in here like that. Yeah, and then looking back that way, it just looks like there's a city back there. Maybe a few roads branching off. And then maybe we can have a little bit of an alley between these two. And then maybe, well, we're going to have another building behind those. I'll grab this one and look for a different one in this group. Ooh, that one might work. And then have that placed like so. And then fill in... Actually, if I use a bit of a darker, cracked texture in between there. Might create a bit more contrast to when I then use the normal asphalt back here. Yeah, that looks okay. Although maybe I could create the illusion of there being a road there if I just add in a sidewalk spline just like that and one like that. Yeah, that way if you look back there you can see sidewalks, so it looks like there's another road there even though there isn't. Right, I'll bust through. Also, fun fact. With the second one, Forky, a few years ago, a few days after I had made it, I had randomly watched it while listening to the instrumental version of Very Good Advice from the Alice in Wonderland Junior musical, and it fits scarily well. It was so strange. It honestly seemed like I had made it to that with that music. To match that music. But it was sheer coincidence. Do you remember the animation with the fork cutting the solid cream bread cheese-ish thing? On the really long table, or tall? Made both that and the very first Blender 2.8 test way back in 2019. Oh, Sharadice. Is there something in office here? Oh, put an invisible road between the two sidewalks. Sharadice. What do you mean? Oh, you mean for cars to drive around? Yeah, I'm not doing invisible roads currently. I don't know which ones spawn traffic properly and which ones have the correct heights and which one and which ones have. It's a whole thing. I'm not doing that now. Right, so this building I know I want here, which means we'll need something that looks quite different behind it, because otherwise it just looks like a city built of the same buildings, which it would be, which I don't want. Maybe I can use some of these ones. I know it's a little bit of an odd shape, but if I use a few of them, I might be able to do something good. Like if I put one here and then get another one and rotate it a little bit and move it in so that the walls match up-ish. Maybe one more. That just about covers up the edge. Like so. And then if you look at it from here, it actually doesn't look that bad, I think. Although I do think we need some form of tree between there, because that gap just needs to be highlighted a little bit more, considering the angle that you're going to view it at. Right. I remember showing it to you and Liam in the group convo way back when. It was fun seeing your all's reaction to the pretty much complete randomness that I had made. Is this era too early for modern glass towers to mix up the style? I don't know. I'm not too familiar with when they were really, when they really came in. Like, this is supposed to take place in the 60s at the latest. So, yeah, kind of 60s-ish. I don't know when glass towers were really used or built. But I do want the dirt texture under the other trees. I did think of putting it on YouTube with that music, because once you've heard it with the music, you'll always feel like something's missing if you'd watch it without. But I don't know about the copyrights. Just write in the description that you don't own the material, and then it'll be fine, because admitting that you're not the rightful copyright holder makes it okay to copy it without having the right to do so. Yeah, that's how that works, right? Ahem. Actually, does that look good or does that not look good? Because see, now I don't know, because I think that the texture looks good, yes, but you're at the shallow angle you're looking at it, you're more more likely to tell that there's actually a little bit of green there with the brighter green texture than with the brown. So I might just leave it. See, always thinking in terms of line of sight. Also, I do like that brighter building back there, even though it is the same design as over there. What if I moved it into the ground so that one story is missing? Much like Doctor Who. Anyway, now, well, then you won't really be able to see it from the tracks. Although, as you're coming around here, can you see? Yeah. You can see it, but it's too hidden. I might be able to... Hold on. Although actually I do quite like the positioning there. What if I move this building into it to form like a larger front? Is that going to work? Not really. Maybe if I move it a little bit so it starts here where the windows are, like between the windows. No, it just looks like a different building. Yeah, if anything, having it there might be best. Okay. Ooh, actually, yeah, I didn't put trees along here. That's a good point. Do I even need trees along here? Yes, I do. Unless I'm going to use the retaining wall there again. Because... I suppose if I put a wall of trees along here, then that means less detail work to put in, because then you won't really be able to see stuff attached here. Ah yes, the old game developer trick of hiding stuff behind trees. And hills. You won't get claimed for it as far as I can tell. Or maybe if I muffle it, you just won't get ad revenue. Oh, that'd be nice. You'll get a claim, but not a strike. Well, I don't get anyway, so I'm not sure if that's really a good thing though. Wouldn't really want to get on YouTube's bad list or something. Yeah, don't want YouTube climbing through your chimney at bank holiday time. I've never had an issue, and I used to make lyrics videos, which had lots of music. A few days ago, I noticed that the Unlucky Tug, a very dedicated Thomas the Tank Engine YouTuber, has had all his channels terminated, probably by bot, because on 2 of his smaller channels, he had uploaded the apparently quite rare to come by French and Japanese dubs of Thomas the Tank Engine episode. Mattel had claimed the videos and they were getting all ad revenue from them, but that happened pretty much from the beginning, I think. He made a new channel where he's re-uploading his old videos, now in contact with a real human to get the old channel back. Oh no. can you even get in touch with real humans at YouTube? Is that even an option? Oh, create a support team. So yeah, because I think I wanted to get in touch with YouTube about a question before I created a creator account, and I couldn't find any sort of contact us or contact email or support or anything like that. So if it's for creators only, Imagine what this would look like back in Tane or something without using speed trees, just all of these billboard trees. Right. Right. Google, sorry. Yeah, there's the announcement video, I see. Look half bad, honestly. Well, it's stunning now, too, of course. I did really love what the CMR looked like with all the seasonal 2D trees. True. But this would look quite different with 2D trees. Okay, so now, do I really want another one of these buildings here? Maybe. Because the thing is, this building in particular, this asset, really does set the tone of this section of the city and what it feels like. Like it's supposed to feel like that, like similar to what these Union Station buildings look like as well. So quite bright textures, a lot of verticalness, and basically that look, kind of sandstone-y look. And so as you're coming into this section, I really do want there to be a building that does look like it's quite obvious on the side, and I think that's a good location for it, even though there might be something in the way here. Okay, although I could put parking there, and then have something cross over on the other side. Anyway, more trees, because now that I'm putting in buildings reaching over here, it is very important to know what will actually be visible and what won't be, which I need to use trees for. Imagine I just left it like this. Again, this is getting quite close to the tracks, a bit closer than I would like ideally. Although the lack of space here is really making it a bit difficult to put some of these down, although I suppose it looks okay. Looks mostly like bushes, really. Maybe if I add one there and then lower that one down to about there. And then I want this one, I do want this one to get a little bit closer because I want it to cover up a little bit more of that bridge abutment. Okay, maybe if I put in some of the other narrower trees. Yeah, just like this. Maybe load that one down a little bit, just to play with the verticality a little bit more on this stretch. Maybe that went down by 1 meter. Yeah, there we go. Although those two are rotated too similarly. Also, that's a little bit too tall. There we are. That looks quite good. Now I just need to paint underneath it and then we'll see what it looks like after that. I am so excited for when I start the new route with the train that I'm making. Ooh, no, that one has to be rotated that way. Maybe like that. I just want to hide those two little leaves there a little bit. That looks pretty good. Bushes? Bushes anywhere? Bushes anyone? Is there something in Northusia, Charles? There's lots of things in Northusia. Is there space for these bushes along here, or is that a little too crammed? If I lower them down enough, that'll work. Although, I'm not sure that I really need to that much. I think most of that will probably be taken care of by grass plines. Just trying to hide a little bit of that texture with a bush. As one does in this game. Okay, that looks pretty good. Save. Would you like to check just in case? Oh, did you place something on the route without my knowledge? And or consent? Is it a TARDIS? You placed the gas station. Oh no, wait, that was me. I mean, it's running a lot smoother than it was before, I think, maybe. What did you place? Hold on, is that a sign on these boulders? 1 second. There's a sign, hold on, what does that sign say? Oh, window rock. I thought it was gonna say something like giant's dung or something. Did you place that sign? I think you did. I think that's what you played. Yeah, look, there is a window underneath here. That is a funny joke, Kango, but I don't really get it. There's like you put a window in these rocks, and then you put a sign on top saying window rock. Is that like an Easter egg for people to find when they explore the route or something? I do like it, but I would have preferred if you had gotten my consent first. Okay, I already painted that good. Now it's time to do the other side. I wonder, do you know Emily from Thomas the Tank Engine, yeah? Do you think, because that engine of course is wearing that dark green livery, do you think maybe she'd look good in, I don't know, like the Ultramarine Express BR livery? Do you think that might look good on her? I think that would look quite nice. Maybe you could do a repaint for Trainz, because I think there is a 8-foot single wheeler for Trainz as well on the DLS. They could do that for maybe. That tree's a little too tall there. I don't think they would have that there. Prefer it a little bit lower like this. Alright. It's really quite obvious. Nah. You gave yourself consent when you placed it. Feel free to remove the BR Sterling though? What? Don't know what you mean. Pretty in Pink. Ah, that is a film. A good film. Funny film. Yeah. Pink, hardly. The files for this will be kept under lock and key now. Well, I mean, after I finish the stream, I will unpublish the archive on Twitch and then upload it to YouTube, so, as is stated here, so, yes. But, and I would have gotten away with it too, if it weren't for that darn green sky summit. Yeah, that needs to be lowered down a little bit. Because I mainly, with these trees, I mainly want to cover up the ground texture of the embankment. Files for the route, Ahmed. Oh, right, yes. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, when I, because usually after every stream I export the route as a CDP file as a backup. So what I'll have to do now is still do that, but then delete the route out of the content manager and password protect a compressed version of the zip, well, of the CDP in zip format. And no, I won't choose the password that we always use for the convoys. Mwahahaha. Do you prefer that with or without that tree? Definitely with. Right. Oh, there's a link. Trello board? Oh! You already made one! Put it on the DLS! Ah, that's lovely. Although I would have thought that you would have told me about it. Okay, how does that look? Looks pretty good, but I'll want to have another look going this way. So, imagine you're driving this way. Getting underneath here. And then that opens up a little bit. You've got buildings on the right. Then opens up on the left, you've got buildings on the left. Then goes through, and then you've got a little bit more, and then the long straight is revealed, and then you've got... Yeah, I really like that. The very strong games password, XD. Don't give it away, I'll bust through. Now we've got to change, now we've got to tell everybody for the games to use different passwords, because... you don't know how much work you've just created for us. Well, Kango, since he's the one hosting them mostly, but... You don't know how much work you've just created for Kango. Also, do I want a parking space there? Like I said before, is that needed? So if you come along this way, driving through, yeah, I think I do prefer it like that, being able to fully see that building. Maybe I can put a little park or something here. Because I really don't want to block the view of that building, because that really does set the scene quite nicely for the scenes that we're coming into. How does that look? We've got those tall buildings on the side. Coming in. Maybe. Yeah, because we've still got a really tall building back here, so that's not really going to mess up the skyline too much anyway. But if we're going to have a park here, then that means we're going to have a road on the side there, because you will be able to see the far side of it. Paradise! Yes. Oh, there it is. Lovely. 85 downloads already. Ooh, good. For all Splasher Dome Tender Crest variants, BR Ultramarine Blue, as well as BR Express Blue, BR Green, and BR Lined Black. Buy these freeware products now for free. Ooh. Can't argue with that price unless you really want to. Right, I want it to actually work. Over here, yes, I got a little turned around then. There's all the dazzling from those exorbitant prices. How can anyone afford that? I mean, as the seller, not as a buyer. As a buyer, it's very affordable, I think. But as a seller, how are you going to expect to carry the whole weight of the house on top of you? Get it? Seller. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, true. Now you're exaggerating a bit. I do miss your OMSI building streams. And Trainz. It was so nice when Willis was there and he was helping you with getting the river to look realistic and all that. That was so nice. Both of Willis and just in terms of a stream. Yeah, and then you started having a few convoys, and then a few more convoys, and a few more convoys, and then the whole slot became a convoy slot, and then that was the point where your Trainz routes and OMSI projects got put in cryogenic stasis, correct? Correct. Do I need... I don't think I need road markings, at least not many here. Yeah, if you look down that way, can you see that there isn't... Nah, you can't tell. Oh, well, maybe I need the... Oh, I never put those there. Hold on. Wait, I didn't put them over there either? Did I seriously not put them on any of those? I guess I didn't. I put them there, but I didn't up here. Gasp! Look, I forgot about these markings. Although granted, yes, you probably won't see them up here much anyway. But still. Yeah, and then you wanted to have the Wednesday slot so you can work on those projects. And then it turned into fun multiplayer games, party games instead. Why must everything I touch turn into fun party games? Oh, the curse, the curse! But I'm just quickly fixing something that I only just realized wasn't already finished. Ooh, that's not right. Those 2 points are connected. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Not perfect though. I know I'm not going to get it perfect, but I'm going to get it better at least. Although that's not much better. Hold on. It's just I can't see anything underneath all of these spline points. If only they had an opacity setting. Or if you could disable them entirely. I'm spending too long on this bit. Do we have them? Yeah, I've put them up there. That's good. And yeah, now you can really see the difference. So I'm just going to put 2 of these along here. Actually, I'm going to make this one extra thick so that you can see it more clearly from the low angle. Right. But yeah, can't really make repaints of a freeware locomotive payware, and I wouldn't want to. But yeah, I also miss him. And Train Simulator, good times. Oi, incorrect. Whoa, was that Kango speaking just now? Just then? No, it was the computer from Star Trek 4 responding to Spock when Spock correctly answered the questions. I started PL1 since then. Yes, true. But you've not streamed that. In fact, I think I've streamed it more than you have when I went over to it to look for that road asset. Oi! Actually, and I built stuff in OMSI 2 since then? Yes, but you didn't stream it. Plus, I'm not sure how much progress you made on those routes. Did you make lots? Whole Tossington bits. I even built on it a few months back on Wednesday. I say, yes, true, good. Not party games, just games. Nothing worth celebrating until I win. From your point of view, yes. Although, being able to celebrate your friends winning something is also good. Yeah, I can't, in good conscience or in right mind, choose to stream route building instead of multiplayer stuff. It's fun for everyone. Good point. Although I suppose you could do a mix. Aha! Now that I would like to... Oh wait, no, we're doing OpenTTD. No, don't do a mix. We need to do multiplayer stuff. We need to do multiplayer OpenTTD. Yes. Don't do a mix. Haha, now that I would like to see. Prove it this coming Wednesday. Plug in the tablet if you must, but win. Multiplayer route building. Now that would be a lot of fun. However, that's only available in Trainz Plus, I think. I do have Tier S22 from the App Store now, Mac App Store. I've not installed it yet or done anything with it. Mainly because, well, for as much fun as it is to use the new version of Trainz and explore all those new features, compatibility does mean that currently continuing to use Tier S19 is probably the better option. Because if I'm making payware routes, or any routes for that matter, but payware routes specifically, or especially, come on, assets, I know you're here, yes, then I obviously want as many people as possible to have access to those. And I think that quite a few people have bought Tier S19 and are not going to buy Tier S22. At least not for a while. And so all of those people then would not be able to play and or buy my route. Whereas if I release it, if I make it and release it for TRS-19, if I make it in TRS-19, then all those people who are still playing TRS-19 and haven't upgraded and aren't going to upgrade can still play the routes, while people playing TRS-22, as far as I know, aren't going to have any issues running TRS-19 stuff. So for those people, it would be compatible still. So from that point of view, yeah, TRS-19. Although, does TRS-22, the standard version, does that feature the multiplayer surveyor? I don't think so. I think it's a Trainz Plus feature, exclusive feature, which is a subscription service thing. Although building a route in multiplayer in Trainz, that sounds like so much fun. Imagine that, getting Kango and Emichu and Albastru and Willis and all of everybody, maybe even Shadow of Khan, who knows, on here, building our own route. Like starting maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 base spots apart each. And then we could each claim like a certain region and then build together and then build the transition. Then we'd have to figure out where different resources can import and export it from, like where the producers and consumers are. How does that look? That looks good. Now for this park area. Yeah, where those producers and consumers are. Do I even need a fence here? I don't know. And then figuring out where the railway tracks would need to go to connect between them. Does that look good? Not sure if that's floating or not. Hold on, I thought haven't we had that discussion, that conversation already? Wink. Maybe if this one is going straight through. Although... Come on. This one fits quite nicely though. I think I'll use this path. And then I'll want a zebra crossing here. Because with parks, you do kind of need those. Because you've got families crossing and children. You don't really want those to cross. You don't really want those to jaywalk. I know. Using that word brings up nothing but frustration and a feeling of injustice and, quite frankly, hubris, but I used it nonetheless. Dun dun dun. Well, that is a little too low. I would like the yellow to be covered up. Yeah, that looks good. I'll quickly put one in over here as well. I know there's still lots of chat to read. I'll do so in a moment. How about a fence? Are fences in the USA really... Well, I mean, are parks in the USA really fenced in that much, or are they more open? Because when I think back to, like, for example, in Back to the Future, the clock tower square thing. That was all open. Given the scene, I think a fence makes sense. Now it's just time to find a fence that I want to use. Barbed wire. Yes, totally barbed wire. No. Ooh, maybe a stone wall. I was thinking a metal fence, but actually a stone wall might work quite nicely here. All the critical input you're giving in chat is just completely and utterly too late. Because I'm not reading chat currently. Mwahahaha. A cunning strategy, I know. Worthy of a Sontaran. Yeah, and then I'll put a little bit of cobblestone or asphalt or something back there. Yes, multiplayer route building. I only lose because I don't cheat. Oh, yes, please. TRS 22, that's impossible. What? But how come I've won games then? I mean, I understand the concept, but it's surprising. Yeah. But I think that it's only in Trainz Plus still. Yes, they introduced a multiplayer surveyor. Where are you building the temple of Shadow of Khan Anubis? That might be something that has to happen in Minecraft at some point. It doesn't support DLS stuff yet, as far as I know, but still. Nobody can score a single point when you draw from memory. That's not entirely true. I did stream OMSI2 map dev stuff. Oh, yes, I remember. I did forget that one. I always declare when I look up reference, and I've scored points outside of those exceptions. As in modeling a temple on stream in Blender. I'm a master Trainz builder, be warned. Yes, if only you didn't keep on losing your roots and screenshots of your roots due to hard drive failures and failures of the backups for the hard drives. Such a pity. Shadows, I thought the MPS was in Trainz Plus when it was Tiers 19, but they put it in Tiers 22 now. I think that Trainz Plus is now a version of Tiers 22 instead of a version of Tiers 19. And I do think that it's still part of Trainz Plus, if I recall correctly. Evil Saucepan Root Builder mode activated. Sorry if that was a bit loud. Shadows, that does sound like loads of fun. I guess the next closest thing is to recruit people to assemble the rail system in Minecraft. Yes. Shadows, Willis, I'll bust through. You, extend the branch down to the seashore. Amitu, Kango, you build the town around station Moriton 1. Shadow of Khan and I, dramatic zoom in, we're extending the main line. Dun dun dun. Yes, I feel that the dun 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 had to be added there. Yeah. Shadows, the Central Park in Crazy Taxi 2's Small Apple map only had low stone walls, no fences. On the Steam page. Oh? Trainz Red 2022? Mostly negative, oh no. Tries to operate and create the railroad of your dreams. Now you can collaborate in real time with multiplayer surveyor. Oh. Oh, so it is part of the base game then? Or is it hold on, read more. Build and drive. You can now collaborate in real time. Build and drive. Oh. So maybe it is part of the base game then. Interesting. That is very interesting. Multiplayer is available and drive practically endless worlds together, blah blah blah. So streamlined route. Blah. TS19 MPS provides access to a selected range of worlds you can edit and expand. What do they mean by that, selected range of worlds? Limited only by your imagination. More routes will be added as demand requires? What do you mean by that? Oh, so are you only going to have specific assets available from a route preset that you can then clone and modify, or how does that work? Yeah. That seems a little... I don't know. Build and drive online with friends. Yes, already read that. Don't you remember Station Milton 1? What is, like, is that a Trainz asset? Or what is it? Please remind me. Right. Oh, that is odd. Huh? Limited by your own imagination, but here are some limits we're going to place on you. The set of worlds is Mars, Earth, Venus. Likely it's just specific routes to start from? I don't know. No, as far as I know, you can only build together with others if you have Trainz Plus. Oh, but yeah, that's what I thought as well. But then they put it on the Steam store page as one of the major points of TRS-22 without mentioning Trainz Plus. So if I read that Steam store page, I have the expectation that it's just a new feature of the base game. Oh, so it is a... Station Milton 1. Oh. Is missing? Oh, there we go, no. Ah, that one, yeah. I forgot that that's what it was called. I remember that asset. Okay, now, park. Is this actually going to look good? Yes, I think so. Although, we'll see. I don't really want too much that blocks the view over here. But does that really fit? Does it really fit? I mean, maybe if I put in another entrance over here, just opposite the road to the building entrance. Although didn't the parks in The Sims have walls. Or not. That station building looks very like one of the Kuju ones from TS. Maybe modeled on the same source? I don't know, maybe. Unsure. It's a very old Trainz asset. UK themed. I'm not a friend of Trainz Plus. You have to pay for it forever, and if you don't want it anymore, you can't use it. I'd rather buy the DLC and have it forever. Yes. Subscription models don't feel great. Same. Not had it myself. Yeah. Actually, on using some trees over here. Maybe a few of these. Well, maybe a few different ones, maybe. It's not all the same. Maybe lowering that one down a little bit. About there. Although that does still look very samey. Maybe a fountain or something. Just there. And then you could have a little path going around it. Looks a little like a sonic screwdriver now. I know, benches as well. Although this, I didn't intend to spend this amount of time on this thing today, but I mean, if it's part of the scenery, it's right next to the tracks, so it deserves the time. Like so. Ooh, also. A little black bear hiding behind the tree. Just to make sure that people know that this is an American park. Also, maybe a few flowers and stuff like that as well. Although, let's have a look at maybe a little bit of a different grass texture as well. This one might look quite nice. Just because the grass would be trimmed, mowed a bit. Yeah, just to make it look a little bit more deliberate like that. That looks pretty good, I think. Although I do quickly want to, put asphalt back here, just because this is supposed to be a little back alley that connects around this way. Not up there though, because that's too steep. The slope is too steep for that. And then save, and then I'll place a Chevy or something. Not a truck Chevy. I want brown. Sure, why not? And maybe another one over here. Garnet, of course. And maybe a little footpath. I want the TB... where is it? TB path V1. Yeah, just have that go connect sort of down to there. Just because people would use that. Okay, and then if you're going by here and you look down that way, you can kind of see that there is a car there. But maybe I should have one more. Probably like a blue one or something. Mint, yes. Although, no. Yes, this one, the darker green. Although no, I want one that's, yeah, the actual blue. Yes, I'll bust through, I'm talking to you! Dun dun dun. Okay. One last thing. I do quickly want to see what it would look like. The building at the end. Maybe that there. Yes, I really like how that's looking. And then you've got a nice rail fanning spot as well there. And maybe I can use one of the buildings city office with the shops. Even though this particular one is a little. I want the blue one, that one. And then maybe have a little bit of gap. Then we'll need a little bit of concrete around there. Then we'll need to place something back there as well. Although, hold on, maybe we could fit this on the screenshot. If I just added one more building over on this side. Yeah, like that. Although that gap is a little too large, that needs to be moved over very slightly. About there. Save. And then let's get a nice angle. Oh, because it's already past midnight. It's now the 24th of March. Ah, yes. Good old 24th of March. Maybe try something like that, and then I know I didn't read chat yet, and you've probably got loads of tips for what I should place. Okay, chat. Test. Oh, is that a Google Maps link? But the station's... But that's the real station, Morton. Haha. In Wirra? Oh, wow. Ah. Do you think it might be a little surreal to actually go here in real life onto the real life physical station that you've been using in Trainz for decades? The station was used in the filming of a situation comedy, Butterflies. Gloucestershire. Oh, I see. First time I've ever bothered to look it up. Hey, I pay a stupid amount for my Flickr subscription. It's meant to be justified with all the coupons for prints and online courses, etc., but I don't have any use for them. I wish I could just pay a fraction of the price just for the upload. More than 1,000 photos perk, as that's all I want. Might be cheaper to host your own website, like get your own domain and host your own website and put your images up there. Might be cheaper. Plus then you could not have ads on it. Or you could put ads on it and even maybe earn a little bit of money. Besides, N3VRN always rips you off. You create content, you do all the work, and N3VRN keeps half the price for the sale of it for itself. And that even though the content creator did most of the work, I think it's a shame that the content creators are treated this way. Yeah. I mean, if Trainz was more well maintained and less buggy, and if they focused more on actually fixing what's there rather than making new versions, then yeah, that would be more acceptable. But I mean, if you look at it from my point of view, I was making routes in Trainz ever since 2008 when I first started playing. And if I didn't put these routes up for sale, I would still make routes. Yes, I would spend less time doing it because I wouldn't have the justification of earning even a little bit of money from it. But I would still be making routes. So the fact that they even offer a content creator program that's so easy to get onto if you've got the skills to make the routes, I think that's really good. And the fact that there is so little faff surrounding that's really good. Although, yeah, it is quite a significant cut considering that making these routes takes so much time. Oh, I didn't know about that. Yeah, despite not knowing the actual sum, that does seem quite extreme. Oh, that looks good. Name tag it Blackberry. No, I don't want to, because then people will look and they'll find it. I want it to be a surprise for people who look in the actual 3D world. It's not worth the price in the slightest, but I enjoy sharing my photos and all of them will be deleted from Flickr when I stop paying. I mean, you could download them all and rehost them on your own website or something. Blackberry the Black Bear. It's around £60 a year. Well, wouldn't seem as walled in. Though I would sink down the brick wall. Wouldn't seem as walled in. Well, yeah, but it's supposed to feel safe. And not like you could just run out onto the street and get killed by a car. Maybe. I'll change it. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it like this. I think there should be a £10 to £15 option, which is just the upload perks, no ads. That seems more than fair to me. Ah ha 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 ha. Slope too steep. Ah, ha ha. Yeah, they should enable people to tick checkboxes for the stuff they want. If they calculate price accordingly. Yes, yes, yes. You must be on it. Agree. Maybe have all the wall be at knee height, shall I? Maybe. There used to be a 2 months free PSD included in the first year, but I never actually minded. It's now disappeared. Aw, that's another thing. Why is a perk a one-time thing? Isn't fair. Hello, Shared Ice. Oh, hello, Buster. You're here as well. Oh, Waves blue glove frantically. Past midnight. Oh, 24th of March. So it's 1 o'clock over here. I'm going to bed. See you later, alligator. Yeah. Good night. The stream's over anyway. See you in a while, crocodile. Bye, these shut eyes. Yeah, just looking at the real life station Martin is quite surreal. Bye. Gloucester pronunciation. What did I say? Didn't I say Gloucester? Gloucestershire? It's like hybridistic Trainz lesson for Summit. Probably is cheaper. We'll see them. Alright, yeah. Not that I get many views as it is. I mean, if people search, I don't know what kind of images you put on there, but if people search for keywords, you might still be able to be found just through using search engine like tag, like keywords. Random question to whoever reads this. I wonder who that'll be, Kango. What sounds more fun to you? A taxi driving game set in a fictional city, perhaps similar to New Penzance, featuring entirely fictional taxi cabs and inspired by Sega's Crazy Taxi series, or a The Simpsons Hit and Run-esque game set in a fictional UK setting and featuring anthropomorphic animal protagonists and NPC characters plus side quests and multiplayer. I think... Well, I don't know much about Simpsons Hit and Run, honestly. I know the fact that you can steal cars by just walking up to them and then getting into them and driving around. And having that be a part of a multiplayer game does sound like you could have a lot of fun with it. I know that it's GTA thing. It's like from GTA, the idea. At least as far as I'm aware. There may be other sources older than that, but I think it's GTA because the original two were 2D as well, and they're quite old. But so that sounds fun, but not most people probably wouldn't play that game in multiplayer. And like with, you say side quests, that implies there's a main quest. So what is the main quest? Like, is it focused around vehicles? Like, you've got to drive, you've got to race, you've got to catch something, or is it just the quests you do happen all over the place, and so you've got to use vehicles to get there? I don't know. I don't know about that, but with a Crazy Taxi style game, having something like that in a UK-themed place does seem quite good, especially if it's by the ocean as well, like in Penzance. Oh, sorry, New Penzance. Ah, not the old Penzance. Oh, well. Maybe. I don't know. All 5.3k photos, XD? Yeah. Download them all, then upload them to your website. You'll be surprised how fast it actually goes. Not sure about multiplayer in the first one. I do have the original files for most of them on OneDrive though. Oh, well that's good. It's mostly transport shots, both general and creative, with some nature included here and there. Yeah, I mean with transport shots it'll be quite simple, because then if people search for whatever you photographed, I mean, it might not be too hard to get your images found. I don't know though, I've not tried myself. Nature shots don't do very well as all my followers are bus people. Yeah, bus people don't tend to like nature. But people who are into buses, yes, but bus people, no. Trainz, no, you don't steal cars. In The Simpsons Hit and Run? You sure? In The Simpsons Hit and Run, you just get in the passenger seat and for that part, you just play as the random NPC thing. What about parked cars? I mean, don't you also get in parked cars and then you drive those around without somebody else there who's the owner doing it? Don't you steal those cars then? Yeah, basically like in Tischl game, sorry. There's a main storyline with missions in a certain order that you need to complete. I mean, it depends. I would make it depend. Like, it's too complicated of a subject to really get into now. But with multiplayer and games that are multiplayer and single player, you've got to pick one to focus on, and then say, okay, this game should be played like this. However, there's also this other option if you enjoy that. And then, depending on whether that is single player or multiplayer, the main one, you've got to design the game differently. But it sounds like that game you're imagining is going to be mainly single player, but would also have multiplayer options. And in that case, if it's mainly single player, I think that a lot of the fun of being able to take random vehicles and drive around with physics and stuff like that may not be there if you don't have other players to play with. And so I would imagine that the actual other gameplay aspects of it, including the story by the looks of what you've said, would be quite important. But it depends. It always depends. And there's just other side quests to unlock special vehicles, costume items, stuff like that. I see. Could be fun, but you've told me more about the little other stuff surrounding the main core game rather than the actual main core game. Like, for example, you've got the main core game there, which in your case sounds like would be a single player game. And they've got multiplayer stuff floating around here, then you've got side quests floating around there, you've got costumes, vehicle customization floating around there, but you haven't actually told me anything about the main core game. At least as far as I know. Right. Do they about parked cars? Don't seem to be identical. Don't have to be identical, yes. To a single player and multiplayer campaigns. Yes, although I think Portal 2 is definitely does focus mostly on single player, and then they added multiplayer functionality into that. With Portal 2, it's quite easy because of how the puzzles are, like the mechanics of the puzzles are set up. Right, I'm going to go over to this screen now, just while I read the rest of chat, because, well, I actually want the stream to end, so this should already be some hint that the stream is about to end. Although, hold on, Milton Valley Railroad, there you go. Although I know you won't be able to see the chat there, but I'm going to read it out anyway, so that's okay. So, but yeah, taxi thing may be included in the TSH and R type thing. I see. Because the stream's ending, that's why. We've gone for 17 minutes reading chat now, basically. Don't have a storyline yet. Yeah, true, we'll need to have a ponder. Off stream, why the screen? We can't see you, I know. Your main objective is to steal a submarine and set it in Switzerland. and it is set in Switzerland, says Code Monkey. But it's not ended yet. It has. Bye-bye. Good night. Good night. Yes, indeed. See you later for Minecraft. Bye-bye.